Synthetic rubber was invented in 1909. Initially, there was not much demand for it, until World War II led to a shortage of natural rubber. It's a kind of elastic plastic and more resistant to temperature extremes than natural rubber. Synthetic rubber reinvented the wheel. Well, actually, the rubber tire. Tires for all kinds of vehicles are now made from it. The material is also used to make everything from garden hoses to golf balls. Manufacturing synthetic rubber is now a computerized process. It takes place under the watchful eye of a control room operator. He monitors numerous computer screens and live camera images. The factory itself is 400 meters long. There are a number of enormous storage tanks for the raw materials, as well as several reactor units. The raw materials include a petroleum-based liquid called butadiene and a solvent called hexane. They purify these ingredients by piping them through columns to boil off any residual water. This is a demonstration of what happens next. They combine the purified butadiene and hexane and add a catalyst. The catalyst triggers a reaction that changes the chemistry of the mix. It becomes polybutadiene, which is the synthetic rubber used to make tires. Adding another catalyst stops the reaction at just the right moment. The white milky liquid coming out of the tank is synthetic rubber. They now pump in chemicals to tailor the rubber for a specific use. In this case, it's tires. The additives will increase traction and improve wear. A mechanized whisk stirs the additives into the liquid rubber. They pipe the synthetic concoction into insulated storage tanks. Inside the tanks, it's constantly mixed by pumps, so the additives don't settle on the bottom. Here's a beaker containing the liquid synthetic rubber. It may look like a big vanilla milkshake, but it's about to be coagulated into crumbs. Here's where it all happens. This coagulation unit is like a big kettle. They pipe in the liquid rubber along with the solvent mixture and water. As they boil off the solvent, the rubber coagulates into crumbs, the size of beans. The water remains because it has a higher boiling point. The mix of water and rubber crumbs bounce about in what's known as a crumb tank until it's time for more processing. They pump the mix into a rotary sieve. As it spins, it drains off the water. They add more water to cool the rubber crumbs. The rubber and water mix gushes onto a conveyor, which acts like another sieve. As the crumbs bounce along, the water drains off through the perforations in the conveyor. The synthetic rubber is now a bit like wet snow. Next, it's into the lab. They aim a beam of infrared light through a sample to analyze the microstructure. If it's acceptable, production continues. A mechanism presses the wet rubber crumbs against a metal plate to squeeze out more moisture. The next vibrating conveyor drains off more droplets. Then, it's into a spiral conveyor. As the synthetic rubber travels upwards on the spiral, hot air is piped in from the side to dry it. With most of the moisture gone, the sticky synthetic rubber crumbs head down a chute and into a baler machine. This machine compresses the crumbs into large bales. The bales of synthetic rubber head down a conveyor towards a quality control inspector, who examines them for imperfections. Once they pass inspection, they head to the packaging station. They travel through a curtain of plastic film, which is heat sealed around them. These bales of synthetic rubber have taken about 6 hours to manufacture. Though this is a chemical creation, it isn't that different from the real thing. Like natural rubber, it can be melted and shaped into many different things. Soon this batch will be turned into tires. And that's when the synthetic rubber will really hit the road.